Hello and welcome back to this video where I'm going to show you the Canvas page, and it's the same page as the whole course, the whole auditing course, but I have a module section that I will show you. But it's important that you check the announcements. In the announcements, I try to, well, of course, you will receive the announcement that I'm sick, but I will try to highlight things like, for example, let's start doing the survey, let's finish the survey. I will be quite active in the announcements. I saw that Andreas and Timur didn't write a lot, so with me it's different. I try to use a lot the announcements, so you will get a few, not super a lot, but like 2 or 3 times per week. Then if you go to people, you will realize that I created a few groups because we will have to divide the whole group into smaller groups. So each group has a specific topic. I will talk about this when I explain the assignment. But it's important that in the first day you are enrolled in these groups. It's going to be groups of 2 or 3. I think this is we increase the size of the course around 50%. Usually we have 20 people, now we have 27. It's quite a lot, but we have even less resources. I will talk about that later out of the record, but we are very poor. But so we have more people, less resources, so we have to do 3 students instead of 2. So please join these groups. I will explain what does it mean later when I explain the assignment, but it's important that you get into these groups. I think it's perfect. It's 9 groups of 3, but we have space for one more, so maybe one can be 2, or I don't know. But I think it's not possible to have 4. If there's 4 people who want to be in a single group, we have to split them in 2 and 2. So we have a little bit of flexibility, but it will be great if it's 9 groups of 3 people. Then in modules, you can go directly to the last module, this one, accounting methods. And now, well, you see I'm an accountant because I have like the big account and the sub account, so and that's how I see the world. But the first kind of heading is the general information, where you have the calendar, the study guide, the assignment instructions. Then we have the lectures. So I will go into this later in detail, but for the lectures, when you click the lecture, you will find the slides and the pre-recorded lecture. This one I'm recording right now, that's why it's not here, but you will have a link to that recording session. Especially this one that is online, because this one to happen either in Zoom or in online or in person. It's important that you watch it whenever you can watch it. But the slides are here, and the link to that session is here. Is the playlist. All the recorded lectures YouTube, but I always make it for kids, so it doesn't have ads. If for some reason you get ads, I think it's a virus or something. Because some students told me sometimes they get ads, but I learned that it shouldn't be there. It's something wrong. It's something. So also tell me if you get ads, but I think you won't get ads because it's for kids. I don't get money out of this because there are no ads, and I'm not that popular, so I don't even have that many viewers, only you. Um, and I also have this helpful reading. So it's this thing that I told you. You don't have to read them, but if you need to discuss philosophy of science in your assignment and you need a reference, you can go to the book. For example, this one from the Blue Book. Oh no, wait, this book very long. The Blue Book. You go to chapter 3, and that chapter talks about philosophy of science. Then the other book, Wilson, this book is in chapter 5, and this one is in chapter 2. So you can go and check. And other lectures, for example, lecture 3 has the pre-recorded lecture. This is a live lecture that we'll have in Zoom because I'm sick, but if you click here, the lecture is quite long lecture, but very detailed. I give you a lot of details in there, but that lecture, you can come back to that when you write your assignment or when you write your thesis. This is for you, like my gift for you. you can come back later. Even that we have the normal lecture is not online, you still have pre-recorded. It's also good if you miss the class or something, you can come back and watch. It's very condensed in YouTube. It's very short, and I don't give a lot of examples, and also there is no chance to ask questions. That's why it's good that you attend the lecture, because we can make it a bit more interactive. And again, helpful readings, the books, and for this lecture, there are also interesting articles. You can find them in Google Scholar. Just copy and paste the reference. And that's for all the lectures, lecture 4, lecture 5, and lecture 6. And then we have the labs. The labs, as I mentioned, are sessions where you will work on your own. We have a deadline. I will talk about the deadline in a second, but you will solve them on your own. It's basically watching a series of videos, short videos, where I will teach you what to do. You just follow the instructions and you submit something. In every video, it's very clear what you have to do. It's very clear what you have to submit. Usually it's not an issue with what you need to do, how to do it. Just dedicate some time to do them. I think the survey, the first lab, is very easy to do. Probably you need like half an hour, 45 minutes. It's very simple to do it. From 1 to 10 is like difficulty 2 or something or less. It's very easy, the survey. The quantitative analysis is longer. The quantitative analysis, I think it can take 2 or 3 hours. It depends on if you get it right or if you need to stop. I think maybe if you do it super quick, you can do it in 1 hour and a half, maybe. But if you need more time, maybe you need to dedicate 2 or 3 hours. And it's not that difficult, but from 1 to 10, maybe it's a 5. But maybe you dedicate a little bit more time to this one. This is very, very easy. This one will require more time. I will explain what they are about when I explain the assignment. And different labs is not the same as workshops. Workshops are where you have to be present, because the labs, you can do it whenever you want. Just submit on time. That's the only thing that matters. Submit on the deadline or before the deadline. For both. But the workshops, you cannot do it whenever you want. You have to do them according to the schedule, and it will be online or in person, depending of if I'm sick, or same to you. Like maybe you just need to fix it with your group if you cannot make it because you're also sick or something. But it's important. This is not whenever you want. We have time and date for this, and what we are going to do is kind of the same thing, but for the qualitative part. This is for the quant part, the numbers, and this is for the qualitative part. I will also explain more what are they when I discuss the assignment. And then also, almost at the end of every week, we have what it's called the checkpoints. The checkpoints is where you submit progress of your assignment. It doesn't have to be perfect. I will not grade it. It will not affect your grade. You can submit something horrible and it's okay, because that's the point of the checkpoints. Or you can submit something amazing. It's okay. You can make mistakes. The nature of the checkpoint is that you submit something, you work on something. If you're not 100% sure of what you're doing, do not worry. Just submit, and I will give you feedback. And we have 3 parts or 3 opportunities for checkpoints where you will need to submit something. I will read it. We give you feedback written and also in face-to-face or on Zoom. I think in Zoom, where you can also ask questions, but I will give you written feedback what you need to fix for the next time. And ideally, when you submit the next checkpoint, you fix the previous checkpoint and then you send the next one. So if we follow this strategy, again, I think it's impossible that you fail, because I will give you feedback right on time. And even better, I think you will get a better grade, because if you were aiming for an E, I will also give you feedback. And if you improve it, I mean, you can probably rise it to D, or if you were aiming to B, maybe you can polish it so good that you can maybe reach A. So we will do it like that. And in a way, it's kind of like a simulation from the supervision process, because that's how supervision works. You submit advances of your dissertation and you get feedback and then you improve. And if you work on time, submitting on time, and attending and revising based on the on the revision from your supervisor, it's impossible that you fail because your supervisor will not guide you in the wrong path, I think. So at the end is the final assignment, and then in the final assignment, this is where you will submit. There are instructions on what you will do, but I will explain that in another video. You have a lot of deadlines if you check your Canvas because there are deadlines because everything is a submission. Like it's a small submission for the survey, a small submission for the quant analysis, small submission for this, small submission for all of this. But all of these things are small pieces of your final assignment. So every submission is a small piece of this, a small piece of that, small piece of this. So put it all together is your final assignment. So you are not really doing multi assignments, you're doing one single assignment, just submitting it in different stages. And that helps a lot again, because that reduces the risk. If all of this doesn't exist and I only ask you to submit your final assignment, there is high risk that you're doing something wrong from the very first step, and you just carry that mistake until the end. So I don't want for that to happen. That's why I will give you feedback on everything, so we are sure that you are in the right path. Before I finish this video on Canvas, I want to go through the calendar, but I think maybe it's better if I stop the video in here because I think we have the calendar in the study guide. So maybe I will just stop here and in the next video we discuss the study plan.